together of who we are and what we do. We are a founding member of the Football League. We are 1884. We are positive, inspired and passionate. We are now. We are moving together. We are ambitious and driven. We are progress. We are change. We are prepared, honest and humble. We are the highs. We are the lows. We are the heartbeat of our community. We are the famous black and white. We are the dreams come true. We are the club of opportunity. We are the memories. We are the yet to come. We are Derby.
Complete faith in you lot as a group. The bench is significantly stronger than theirs and will make change when we have to. And I can't...
Hello and welcome to the preview show from RamsTV, live from Pride Park Stadium. Derby County played their third game in a third competition in less than a week here this afternoon. The Rams hosting Barnsley in a battle of two playoff hopefuls. A win could see the Rams move into the top six. They could even go above Barnsley today, but it would take a win by 4 clear goals for that to happen. If Derby are to sneak into the playoff places today, it's more likely by hoping Stevenage drop points against Wycombe. Portsmouth still top the table, Oxford United still second, although looking for a new manager now after Liam Manning's move to Bristol City this week. Reading now sit bottom, those points deductions causing massive headaches there. Cheltenham have 2 wins but are still 6 points from safety. Wigan up to 17th and would be top half if not for their points penalties. But we're concerned with things higher up the standings today as Derby take on Barnsley here at Pride Park Stadium. Been a good week so far for Paul Warne, who saw his side beat Wolves on Wednesday night at Pride Park to progress to the next round of the Bristol Street Motors Trophy. That 4-1 win featured plenty of young players, including Tony Weston, who got on the score sheet.
Yeah, well, I thought they all done well. I was really pleased. I knew they would do well. They've trained with us quite a bit. No, not that we've made them great, by the way. They're great players that the academy take all the plaudits for, not us. But we'd seen them around the players and all that. But I always knew that Tony would be Ledge because he's the epitome of a packet of crisps on a windy day. And I just think an energy and a desire to get around the pitch goes a long way, which obviously I love my players to be athletic. So really liked him. Fapatu in midfield was really good. I mean, any kid who wants to shoot from 40 yards out on his debut is pretty impressive. So I thought he'd done well. So yeah, those two are probably my highlights. But you know, Dage played first half. I also had it in my head with Dage that he's got a Youth Cup game Friday night. So you're constantly like juggling fires, trying to work out, right, I need to keep him fit for Saturday. He needs to do well tonight, but do play Friday. Need to keep him fresh. So all in all, come away really pleased. And it's really good because obviously, you know, it's been well reported that the academy's been fleeced of all the top talent. I'm not saying there isn't talent, but obviously the creme de la creme has been ripped out of it. And you know, they're trying to rebuild the work what was done last year and this year, trying to rebuild a group. But fundamentally, we want a group who are athletic, who are brave on the ball. And the lads who played last night were definitely both of them.
Yeah, Barnsley at Pride Park on Saturday now under Neil Collins. What do you expect from them?
Well, I've seen him play twice live this year, and in fairness to Barnsley, they are the perennial playoff promotion team. Every season they're in the League One, so they're probably anyone who wants to be successful in League One have to look at their model, I suppose, but their way of collecting points. Whoever the manager is, they always seem to be in the top 6, so they're always a competitive side. Always had tough games against them. Had a few great wins, had a few crackings. So, me and Mitch went to watch them last week in the FA Cup. So we have a rough understanding of how they play. They have a DNA, as do we. So we know what we have to try and do, and we know what they have to try and do to stop us. So I think it will be 2 good teams. I think I'm right in saying if we win, we'd probably go joint points with them, which will be good, and we've really earmarked these 3 games to give ourselves the best chance to get 3 home wins. Potentially, this time next week, we could be in the playoffs, we could be through to the EFL, we could be through in the FA Cup. We might not be, but that's what we're intending to do. So I know it's going to be a tough game. They've got a real threat. Devante up top is a real threat in behind with pace, so he's able to stretch the play. So, if you press and you play a high line, there's always that risk. So a bit, risk reward, but they've got goals throughout the team, aggressive, and a real, like I said, probably a good blueprint for a really good League One side.
Paul Warne there, and he was at the One Call Stadium last night to see Derby's under-18s progress in the FA Youth Cup. DeJean Brown's penalty, just 3 minutes in, gave them the lead at Mansfield Town. Derby dominated, but couldn't find a second goal. They needed Jack Thompson to make this brilliant save to preserve their lead late in the second half. The young Rams did wrap things up in the end, Tristan Gill scoring in added time to make it 2-0. Congratulations to them. They'll go to Bolton in the second round next month. Back to today, Derby hosting Barnsley, beaten playoff finalists last season, of course. No one has a better away record this season so far than the Reds. 5 wins from 7 outings so far. Barnsley actually yet to lose on the road in League One this season. They've won at Wigan, Cheltenham, Northampton, Cambridge and Exeter as well. They survived a scare in the FA Cup first round last weekend though, as non-league Horsham held them to a 3-3 draw at Oakwell. Now managed by former Sheffield United and Wolves defender Neil Collins, their season got off to a flying start with a 7-0 victory over Port Vale. That the biggest opening day win for an EFL team in over 60 years. Barnsley have not struggled for goals this season. Could be a busy afternoon for Derby's goalkeeper Joe Wildsmith. His run of consecutive league starts goes all the way back to the opening game of last season. But he's keen to stress it's a group effort, and he's been telling us that the Keepers Union at Moor Farm and in fact the entire club have rallied around Josh Vickers this season.
What happened is you don't wish on anyone ever. But Josh has been great. Josh has been, for what he's gone through, the strength he's shown, and the lads, everyone in the dressing room, the staff, the club itself has really shown the support, and I think that's just a sign of the club in general. So Josh has been great. He's been great in training. He's been upbeat. He's been in the banter. He's been playing head tennis, all that, and more than that, he's been working hard and doing everything that he'd normally do. So, the goalkeepers union is really strong at the minute, and long may that continue.
Yeah, it's great to hear that everyone's been taking care of him. You hear a lot from players that the training ground and matches can actually be a bit of a sanctuary from things. Have you found that in your career as well?
Yeah, it can be. I think especially when things are positive and you enjoy coming into the environment and stuff like that. Sometimes when things can turn, and obviously there might be situations where you don't quite get on with the staff, or the club's going through a bit of a tough time. But more times than not, to come to work and really enjoy what you're doing day in, day out, and going out and really aiming for something on a weekend, on match days, it's a really sort of positive bubble that you can get involved in, and then you can use that in both ways. And have your home life as an escape, as a to sort of get away from everything that sort of football can bring, because it brings pressures, it brings a lot of time as an individual. So to get home and have that time there as well is really precious, especially now with the little one.
On you, you're on a terrific run of consecutive starts in the league for Derby, and all being well, it won't be too long until you've made more appearances for the Rams than you made at your former club, Sheffield Wednesday. Do you sort of keep an eye and care at all about those sort of milestones?
Obviously, it's nice to hear about the milestones and have aims and aspirations as to how many appearances I do want to make. It's great that I've come in here, and at the start of last season, if you'd have told me I'd have played every single game, I'd have snatched your hands off. So, yeah, it's great on a personal note for me to be playing so many games and really sort of kicking on a personal level for me. But biggest sort of ambition for me is to do something with the team and with Derby and really sort of make it a successful season, and obviously that's to get promoted out of this league.
Yeah, and on the team, there was a narrative start of the season that you were struggling at Pride Park, and that seems to have turned around quite quickly. What do you think has changed to get that difference in result?
I think we just took the shackles off a little bit and sort of thought, well, we're at home. We've dominated most games now at home in terms of possession and creating chances. And it was just about sort of putting them away. And we saw last night as well, even though it was in the EFL trophy, that it's an opportunity for us to get a real good rhythm and a feel down at Pride Park and score goals. And it's great for Colo to get his 3 goals, and that'll only give him confidence. And obviously in the past games we've come away with the 3 points. So I think it's a really good situation we find ourselves in terms of we've got a lot of home games coming up and confidence is really high at home.
That's Joe Wildsmith. Here's the League One schedule for this afternoon. There's an early kick-off at London Road. Peterborough are facing Cambridge in the early game. Leaders Portsmouth are at home to Charlton today. Oxford United start life without Liam Manning away at Leyton Orient. And Bolton against Blackpool sees third in the table play 7th. So some interesting matchups today, no more so than here at Pride Park Stadium, where Derby County take on Barnsley. It's a game overseas viewers can watch on RamsTV. Get your Game Pass now at dcfc.co.uk. And whether you're watching with us or if you're here at the game in person, do remember to be in your seat in plenty of time this afternoon. Today is Derby's annual remembrance fixture, so there will be plenty taking place before kick-off, including the minute's silence. That's it from the preview show for now. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.